Anchors are used when a reliable selector is not available. If a selector keeps changing, then the user defines an anchor or label that can locate selector every time it changes. Anchor-based activity in UiPath searches for a UI element by using other UI elements as anchors. So the activity locates anchor and its relative UI element on a screen. Properties of anchors can be categorized into 3 parameters: common, input, and miscellaneous. Under common category, there are 2 properties. Continuum error is used to specify whether automation should continue executing the rest of the activities if the current activity failed. True or false is used to input the decision for this property. If true or false is not specified for this property, then automation will use false as the default value. Display name displays the name of the activity. Under input category, there is one option called anchor position. This is one of the key properties of anchor, and we will discuss this in detail in the next slide. Under miscellaneous category, there is one property of private. If this property is selected, then variables and arguments will not be logged at the verbals level. Verbals level logs the values of variables and arguments. It also makes log entries every time a process starts or ends. Anchor position is the property under input category of anchor base, and it is one of the key properties of anchors. It refers to the edge or position where the UI element has been anchored. There are 6 options that can be used by anchor position property. When auto is chosen, the UI element closest to the container is searched. When there are UI elements in all directions and at equal distance, then the anchor-based activity will search UI element in the order of right, left, and bottom. When left is selected, UI element on the left of the container is searched. Similar interpretations apply to top, right, bottom, and on top. It is good to use anchor position as auto, and the default direction for the anchor position is first right, left, and then bottom. These directions are generally preferred for an anchor position, and then the closest one is selected. Anchor base is a container that searches for a UI element by using other UI elements as anchors, and it is used when a reliable selector is not available. And we can watch this demonstrative video of using anchors for creating selectors.
Hello, and welcome to the step-by-step demo of how to use anchors for making the selectors more reliable. For demonstration purposes, the rpachallenge.com website will be used in this workflow. In UiPath Studio, drag and drop an open browser activity into the Designer panel. Enter the website URL www.rpachallenge.com. Run the workflow. Notice the location of the company name field in the form. Run the workflow. Notice the location of the company name field in the form. Its location changes every time this web page is refreshed. Now, go back to the workflow which was built. Insert a type into activity within the do container of the open browser activity. Click the Indicate Element Inside Browser link and indicate the input field of the company name label on the website. Insert the text UiPath in the input field of the Type Into activity. Run the workflow. Notice that the location of the company name field has changed this time. Also, the execution is taking longer than usual because the process is facing difficulty finding the company name due to the change in its location on the screen. Wait for a few seconds, and now you can see that the Selector Not Found error appears on the screen. To solve this problem, we must use an anchor-based activity. It will help the automation find the selector even when it changes location. Delete the Type Into activity and insert an anchor-based activity in the Do container. Now, insert a Find Element activity in the anchor area of the anchor-based activity. Click the Indicate element inside browser link and indicate the label company name as the anchor. Next, insert a Type Into activity in the Action Activity area. Click the Indicate element inside browser link and indicate the input field for the company name. Run the workflow to test the code. You can see that the position of the company name field has changed again, but the process succeeds in inserting the required text in the field. This is the benefit of using anchors. This brings us to the end of this selector demo. This brings us to the end of this demonstration. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.